Drunken double fisting. Oh yeah. It needs a bit more swerve because I'm actually drunk. So, anyways, this is I think drunken fighting. Drunken fist. Haha. Drunken fist number 2, zombie hangover. So I don't know if that means the zombies have a hangover or you do. Maybe everyone has a hangover. That would explain the zombies, but just the way they're moving. This is a huge step up from the original game. In every sense of the word, the graphics are much better. The music is like a cool rocking punk sort of rock and roll vibe to it, from what I remember. It's a physics-based brawler, so if you didn't play the first one, maybe jump from that one, just jump over that one, and just play this one because it's just so well polished compared to the first game. Yeah, so your main character looks like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys with googly eyes, and he's supremely hungover and he's ready to brawl. And I love how like the slow motion hits, like they really emphasize like your impact. It just makes the game feel like much more enjoyable. Pretty sweet to see. The camera is mostly decent. It sort of sways a little bit too, but yeah, you sometimes have to adjust it, and sometimes the game gets glitchy, but fortunately it didn't happen too often. Zombies with like giraffe heads or whatever it was that happened. You could take a piss in this game because obviously you find beer bottles and you take swigs from them, and that sort of like builds up your piss meter in this game. So when you finally go, the zombies can slip on your piss, which is something I never thought I'd say out loud. And it leaves like a yellow puddle. This game has really sweet lighting effects. The first game, from what I remember playing like 2 or 3 years ago, it was really dark and it looks, I think it was like on a street somewhere in the game, but this is like, the game starts in a construction area or a trailer park, something like that. So very different scenarios, and the lightings and everything. As I said, the graphics are so improved over that initial game. The developer did an amazing job with like the gore effects that are just like 3D and sort of like they pan when you hit the zombies. So I thought that was really neat, and also you know, the fact that you can like knock off limbs and stuff is just pretty crazy in this game. So again, that's a huge step up from the previous game. Yeah, and you can pick up baseball bats. Maybe you can pick up other stuff. I was trying to pick up chairs and stuff, but it didn't come up as an option, so maybe you can't. It'd be cool if you could. There's more weapons or something. I enjoyed the game for what it was. You know, it's like a solid half an hour game. It's super new. It's less than a month old, so I don't think there were any reviews on this game already, at least on Steam. So to the cons, unfortunately. Even though this game's sequel's presentation significantly improved, I just found myself bored by the end of the second stage. It just gets really repetitive very quickly. Even though it's cool seeing the, you know, as I said, the gore flying, the limbs flying, physics in general. It just gets really repetitive because there's a kick and there's a punch and there's like a back elbow punch, I think, that sort of goes in as your combo, but like it's very limited to your moves, so I don't think there's a way to expand off of that, unfortunately. It's just the same mechanics, fighting mechanics over and over again. It's not, I'm not expecting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, but you know, it'd be cool if you could unlock stuff from a store or something to sort of switch it up. And yeah, you just don't feel like continuing it anymore. At least that was my feeling. Since you're also like heavily outnumbered sometimes, and you're overwhelmed by the progressively harder enemies. I didn't experience this so much, but apparently like in the later levels, zombies acquire AK-47 somehow. So like, yeah, it just seems like you're outnumbered and you can't fight zombies that are that smart to acquire pistols and stuff. So it really is a bite-sized novelty, this game. Like, it's fun, it's cool to start it up, and like as I said, the music's groovy and everything. Or it's like a game you pick up for a friend, or you play it with a friend. Or if you're feeling generous, you know, it's a game you'll likely play for like 20 minutes, and then yeah, it's you may never return to it. So at $8.99, it's kind of pricier. It's definitely more expensive than the first game, but then it's more polished than the first game. I'd just say it's a solid game for short bursts. I found it the coolness, the initial coolness, just disappeared very quickly. And yeah, it's a short burst game, which is something we say a lot. It's like it's a 6 out of 10, unfortunately, even with all the improvements. If you can get it for $4, or you feel rich, you know, buy it full price at $8.99. It's fun, but just don't expect it to last long. Um, you know, even though expect it to last as long as your drunkenness. Um, and if you happen to pick this game up drunk and start playing it, you might not enjoy it as much for very long. I mean, so keep on getting drunk and fighting zombies. All right, bye.